So Kim, we're glad to have you here. She has done some mission work in Thailand and New Guinea, and where else? You've been around a little bit. So she's going to talk about some of that work.
Before I begin, I'd like to give you some background on me, for those of you who don't remember me from back when I was in Alexandria growing up in the church here. I grew up here at Bethesda and know every nook and cranny of the church and really enjoyed my time here. I feel like this is the church that gave me the foundation for then what I've gone on to at other churches. And after growing up here, I went on to a music education degree at St. Olaf College and teaching music around the Midwest. This church sent me to Papua New Guinea, and I taught 2 years there teaching music to the children of missionaries, and went on to get a degree from Bethel, my master's degree in ethnomusicology, which is ethnic music. So especially using the music of other ethnic groups to worship God in other countries. And it's really a joy then to be able to come back with you today and share about my time in Thailand and to be back here. Right now I'm living in Minneapolis and nannying there, teaching music students there, and preparing for whatever my next step will be in mission. I went to Thailand for 2 years and got back about 1.5 years ago, but it still feels really fresh to me, partly because I have Thai and Lao friends in the Twin Cities, and I'm still in touch with the people and the ministry that continues in Thailand. So during my talk here, I'll be telling you about why I went to Thailand, how that connects with the larger vision for missions that Jesus sets forth in the gospel, and then how you can be making a difference in helping people to hear about Jesus. I went to Thailand for 2 purposes. One of them had to do with that big word ethnomusicology that I said a minute ago, and helping people to worship God in their local music style. There was a people group called the Mon, spelled M-O-N, that were from Burma and Thailand, and I was sent there to work with a Christian radio station with Far East Broadcasting Company to help them to get some music in the Mon style to be able to broadcast on the radio so that they could see that Jesus is really one of them and not a foreign guy. When I wasn't working with the Mon and researching about their music, laying the groundwork for recording Christian songs in their style for the radio, then I worked with a church that was born out of an English school there called Santisuk English School. Santisuk is the Thai word for peace. And at that English school, then we teach the Thai people that the real basis for peace is a relationship with Jesus. It was started by missionaries from my church in Minneapolis, and I filled in doing various things at the school. Sometimes I was one of the English teachers, sometimes a teacher's assistant, or editing textbooks, or helping the volunteers that would come over. We had volunteers come from America, sometimes for as short as just 1 month, to be teachers. And so I would help to orient them to the country and that sort of thing. I also helped with the church that was born of people who became Christians because of the English school, leading worship for one of the small groups and playing cello sometimes for their worship services there. Our gospel passage today was taken from John chapter 10. Starting in verse 27, we heard Jesus saying, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they will never perish." And the passage ended with, "I and the Father are one." Our gospel text stops there, but I think the next verse is really important too. It says, "The Jews picked up stones again to stone him." Why would the Jews want to kill Jesus by throwing stones just because of what he said? I think it's because he was making this mind-blowing claim when he said, "I and the Father are one." He was saying that he was the same as God. He was making a claim to deity. That phrase, are one, echoes the verse in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, where Moses said, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." This could also be translated, "The Lord our God is one Lord," or "The Lord is our God, the Lord alone." This phrase has been central throughout history to the Jews as a way of identifying their God as being the only God, as being the God who alone is worthy of worship. So it was amazing for Jesus to be claiming to be God. And that was what caused the Jews to want to pick up stones and stone him. At that time when Moses made that statement about God, the Jews were getting ready to go into Canaan. And Canaan was a place where the people were worshiping all different kinds of gods. And Moses was telling them that they needed to stay away from all of those gods and worship only the true God. And that is also a message that we brought to the Thai people. They had lots of different things that they were worshiping. Almost all Thais are technically Buddhist. They grow up feeling like to be Thai is to be Buddhist. And yet they also mix in with their Buddhism some animism and some ancestor worship and some astrology, a lot of different things. But the point is that they definitely believe that there is more than one way to heaven. And so we came and explained to them through the English school the unique claims that Jesus makes to be the only path to God.